All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yo, what's up, We Book It fam? This is your boy, Big Daddy C, the new host of the Raw Dog Monday show. Raw takes, no safe words. We tapping out all the storylines, one bad decision at a time. Kicking off this thing, we had pretty much about a week out from WrestleMania. All of the aftermath and storylines, repercussions, everything is starting to play themselves out. So this week they're in Laredo, Texas. Kicking off the show, we had Seth Rollins. Well, actually, no, we had a pre-tape promo with the Usos and Roman Reigns. Basically, they were taking turns pleading their cases to Roman about Jacob Fatu's challenge from last week. Roman Reigns basically ended it by saying he would address Jacob Fatu later on tonight. Then we make our way towards the arena. Seth Rollins will make his way out to the ring, fired up after the events from last week regarding the Vision, including Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. And so he wasted no time addressing Braun Breaker, basically took credit for putting 9 staples in the back of his head, courtesy of that steel chair shot he gave him before Braun Breaker would come to the ring to join Seth Rollins. Rollins complimented Braun Breaker as the next big star in the industry, but basically said he basically said that he was like not in his right mind, and like his head wasn't there, his mental wasn't there to where he wasn't ready. You know, he said betting on himself only got him Logan Paul, Austin Theory, some steak dinners, and happy endings from Paul Heyman. Of course, Braun Breaker took exception to this, claiming he was well on his way to being a main event star before Seth Rollins came about and basically, became the leader of the group and all this other things. And he basically took shots at Rollins' health. Suggesting that his shoulder couldn't handle the weight of a title on it anymore. And so there was further back and forth exchange assaults, and it basically ended with Rollins telling Braun Breaker that you're not even the second best Steiner in your family, bro. hey, the fact that Braun Breaker didn't go at this man like. After that, bro, we had to square up. Now, granted, Braun Breaker did tell Seth Rollins he gave him his own fair share of compliments as well, but he's saying how he's the best wrestler in the world at being second. And I'm like, oh, all right, now we cooking. I'm like, we got some good ass insults going around here, and so it was enjoyable to see, just a good way to kick off the show. Even coming after the Roman Reigns and Usos promo package there. So I definitely give this a in terms of hyping up that match. Seth Rollins did challenge Braun Breaker at Backlash 1-on-1. So Backlash is looking to be pretty solid. It's looking to be pretty solid right off the jump. They're going to be in Tampa, which is a former site of WrestleMania for back-to-back years, ironically enough. Next up we had Penta versus Rusev. Last time in action, Penta defeated Rusev, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and JD McDonough at WrestleMania to retain his Intercontinental Championship. You had an appearance from All Ego Ethan Page, who was watching from ringside as Penta took on Rusev, basically a non-title match. This was the very first match of the card, of tonight. Rusev pretty much dominated the action, heading into the commercial break, but Penta will eventually get a comeback that saw him fight his way back into the ring, and almost got Rusev down for a near fall. And so he eventually secured the victory against Rusev, only to find himself on the receiving end of a 2-on-1 beatdown from Rusev and Page. Initially, Page got into the ring, and Rusev kind of like backed him down, like, man, I don't need you. Like, back on somewhere. I got this. But eventually, Penta started kicking Rusev's ass. Then Ethan Page came in from behind and pretty much joined in on the fight up until the Skeet. I said the Skeet Profits made their appearance. Again, okay, yeah, I'm drinking, y'all. Hold on, I didn't mean the Skeet Profits. I'm way ahead. I'm way ahead of the game. My bad, y'all. My bad. It's first show doing this by myself. Okay, so basically, Javon Evans. So Javon Evans came out there to make the save. There was a lot of people making saves, so that's why I'm thrown off. But no, yeah, Javon Evans made the save, fighting off Ethan Page, delivered an OG cutter before standing alongside Penta to close out the segment. I know Javon Evans was looking like he wants that IC title, and he feels like Ethan Page and Rusev are getting in his way. So I definitely want to see Penta and Javon Evans going at it. Hopefully we get that match at Backlash, and we might see a fatal four-way. Who knows? But it's not over between those two. And so next up we had Becky Lynch promo. She came out there. She had just beaten AJ Lee at WrestleMania, took her title back. And so Becky Lynch came out there to discuss her big win, telling the fans that she was while she was walking up the ramp with her daughter at WrestleMania, she knew she had to show her what being a real champion was all about. And so she said she was going to issue an open challenge for a match to any women in the locker room. Basically, saying, hey, she wants to be a fighting champion and all that other jazz. And then out comes Io Sky, who, they ain't got shit else to do with her now because they took one of her besties away, got rid of her ass, got Io Shirai ass up out of there. Not Shirai, fucking damn, what the hell is going on with me today? Goddamn, Kairi Sane got her ass up out of there. And so now he's like, what's next for Io Sky? And so she accepted the challenge. And then goddamn Adam Pearce came out there. So like, it's official. Let's get a referee up out of here. And the referee coming down there, and then Becky Lynch basically attacks Io Sky from behind. And then we went into commercial, came back. The match is going on. Now prior to this match, she basically said Io Sky was Marty Jannetty to Rhea Ripley's Shawn Michaels, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, fast forward to the match. It was pretty solid here. I think this was one of the best matches on the card. Like I said, say what you want about Io Sky. She pretty much has her. She's great in the ring. Just the storylines themselves kind of can be pretty dull. But when it comes to the in-ring ability, she is among the best women on the roster. Becky Lynch controlled most of the action coming out of the commercial break. She basically controlled the pace and then kept Io Sky grounded. Io Sky would eventually connect with a missile drop kick that caused her to get some momentum. And then the crowd had her back throughout the match. She did deliver a sunset flip on the floor on Becky Lynch. And then they entered another commercial break. Here we go again with these commercial breaks. And then we came back out from there, and then the fans, Laredo, showered both combatants with the chants of "This is awesome." Like I said, this was one of the best matches of the night. Io Sky would eventually connect with a tornado DDT to Becky Lynch. She tried to over the moonsault, but Becky Lynch got her boots up. She did connect with the manhandle slam, but Io Sky kicked out at 2. After Io Sky delivered a springboard moonsault to the floor, in comes Asuka on the scene, basically distracting and attacking Io Sky, which caused Becky to take the victory with another manhandle slam. Then after the match, Asuka pretty much continued the attack on Io Sky, basically hitting her with a series of kicks and put the Asuka lock on her, made her tap out and all that other jazz. And so that's pretty much how that match and post-match segment ended. We had a backstage segment here with Rey Mysterio and the OG and current El Grande Americano, basically telling them that his only goal is for them to come out with a greater appreciation of Lucha Libre, despite, their issues with each other. And so Rey Mysterio eventually ended up having a match with the current El Grande Americano. Fast forward, we had Joe Hendry making his appearance on Monday Night Raw. We had a Joe Hendry concert. Last time in action for Joe Hendry, he lost to Keanu Carver via referee stoppage or NXT Revenge, which took place last week. He basically greeted the WWE Universe with his first concert as the Raw superstar. He announced that he will be officially joining Monday Night Raw, and then got to the point of the song in which he was calling out Logan Paul to be fired, which is a very catchy ass song. Basically, he was basically chanting, fire, fire Logan. I forgot how the song went, but it was catchy as hell. And it was so much that happened after that, and my mind is just all over the place right now. But basically, this brought out Logan Paul, and he took exception to this, coming out there yelling and all this other shit. He was joined by Austin Theory, of course, cut a running promo. Eventually, they would jump Joe Hendry, enjoying a 201 beatdown until now. This is what I was referring to earlier, and I got everything mixed up. The Skeet. I said the Skeet Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins made the save, clearing the ring of the heels. Joe Hendry wiped the heels out and joined the future number one contenders for the tag team championships and closing out the segment. He did have a nice little over the top little maneuver he did to take out the Vision. So I was like, okay, Joe Hendry, I see you got the hops, all right, I see you. But yeah, so that's how that segment ended, and then this brings us to our next match. We had Rey Mysterio versus the current El Grande Americano. Last time in action, we had El Grande Americano defeating Akira Tozawa on main event. Believe it or not, they still got main event happening, y'all. Like, they still got this damn show going on, man. This is like this generation's Velocity or Sunday Night Heat. This is basically what main event is now. People that can't really get much going on the main shows, this is what they gotta, kind of get some fine tuning in on the lesser shows that no one really watches. So basically, after the current El Grande Americano expressed his desire to test himself against Rey Mysterio, who is regarded as the greatest luchador of all time. And this was ahead of the match, his mask versus mask match versus the OG El Grande Americano in AAA. And so, yeah, he wants to prove himself against Rey Mysterio ahead of that match. This was a back and forth battle that escalated until Americano attempted to utilize the piece of metal in his mask, only for the OG Americano, Chad Gable, would come to intervene, preventing the cheating and set up Rey Mysterio for the 619 and splash for the victory. After the match, a brawl between OG and current Americanos ensued, basically adding a little bit of extra hype for their upcoming match on May 30th at AAA's Noches de los Grandes. So yeah, it was this is a pretty solid match. The segment itself, I feel like this was really used to give extra hype and promotion towards that mask versus mask match between the two Americanos. So that's pretty much all we saw here. Next up, we had Obafemi versus Grayson Waller. Prior to this match, in terms of what set it up, You had a backstage segment of Grayson Waller complaining to Adam Pearce about not getting any opportunities, yet he's getting everyone else from NXT and other shows getting their opportunities out the blue. And so, in the midst of him complaining, he took a shot at Obafemi. And usually, you take a shot at Obafemi, he's going to show up probably seconds, if not minutes later. And that's exactly what happened. He shows up behind Grayson Waller, and Obafemi tells Grayson Waller to make the damn match, give him his opportunity per se. And we all knew what was going to follow from this match here. We know Obafemi last defeated Brock Lesnar in sort of convincing fashion at WrestleMania 42. Grayson Waller last lost to the original El Grande Americano on main event. And so yeah, this is a squash match. This was definitely everything you expected to be. Obafemi put belts ass. 1, 2, 3 ball game. After the match, Obafemi announced that going forward, he's going to be having an Obafemi Open Challenge. So every week, he basically invited anybody to step up to challenge him. But be warned that anybody that does elect to step up to him will face his wrath. So prayers to any guy that decides to make that decision week in and week out. So, we'll see who the challengers are going to be, who's going to be brave enough to step to the ruler. Backstage, we had Liv Morgan basically issuing a thinly veiled threat to Roxanne Perez. Reminder that, she had plenty of time to sit at home and watch. She basically ended the conversation by telling Perez that she would be in her corner. After that, Finn Balor came out of nowhere. After Liv and Raquel was gone, basically tried to warn Roxanne to be careful, that you can't trust the Judgment Day. But Roxanne Perez was like, nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, you telling me I can't trust them, or can I not trust you? And so, to be fair, she got a point. She got a point. I'm like, Finn has had a history of betraying people. You got, what he did to Damian Priest, what they did to Edge, early in the early days of Judgment Day. Finn got his fair share of turning on people now. So, she didn't lie. She didn't lie now. All right. So this brings us to our next match here. We have Bayley and Lyra versus Roxanne and Raquel. Last time in action, Bayley and Lyra lost a fatal 4-way match for the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 42. Raquel last defeated Maxine Dupree on main event. And Roxanne lost the Royal Rumble match. That was her last time in action. And so, yeah, Roxanne Perez, it was good that she had a nice match tonight. This was her hometown in Laredo. And so, yeah, this match here had tag team title implications, tag team title contention implications. After several moments of a Judgment Day duo dominating the action, Bayley dropped Raquel and created some separation, allowing Lyra to tag into the match. After Lyra took the fight to Perez, to the dismay of the audience, basically, a lot of people ain't really fucking with hey, a lot of people not really fucking with Lyra to begin with, but now you add the hometown crowd to this situation. Hey, she was not getting no type of love at all. Everybody was on the side of the Judgment Day, mainly Roxanne Perez. Eventually, Roxanne Perez will fight back, receiving a hot tag, taking the fight to Bayley, who would escape a paparazzi attempt and deliver a Bayley to belly for a 2 count. After that, Liv Morgan would interject herself into the match, drawing Bayley's attention. This caused the Bayley to get further distracted. And then Roxanne Perez capitalized on the distraction, delivering a shiny wizard and a pop rocks for the win. So this was a great, solid win for Roxanne in her hometown. I'm pretty much sure that's why they did that. But I feel like there's still some there's still something there. They're brewing for the ultimate collapse regarding, the Judgment Day. I do think that Roxanne is probably going to be the one to step up and challenge Liv Morgan for that World Heavyweight Championship. And so we'll see how everything plays out. I'm sure Finn is going to play a further part in it as well. Dom and JD wasn't around, probably because they got their ass whooped by Finn back-to-back nights. And so yeah, we'll see how everything plays out with the Judgment Day. And then we had Roman Reigns promo. This is pretty much the main event segment here. We know last time in action he defeated CM Punk to win the World Heavyweight Championship for the first time in his career. And so Roman Reigns pretty much wrapped up the show, giving his in-ring answer to Jacob. Let's see here. Okay, I didn't get any comments, just checking those. All right. Yeah, pretty much giving his answer to Jacob Fatu's challenge from last week. And so before he did that, he basically talked about single-handedly elevating the World Heavyweight Championship. Instantly, this brought out Jacob, who he came face-to-face with for this decision. Roman Reigns told Jacob that he made the right decision to unite the family rather than tear it apart. Jacob basically accused Reigns of being in his main event bubble and said that when his life was falling apart, it was Solo who reached out to him. He said not Jay, not Jimmy, nobody, not even Roman reached out to him. It was all Solo, which is ironic enough considering the history, the issues recently with him and Solo. Roman, well, eventually he immediately cut him off the moment he said Solo. He was like, you must be dumb. Like, you must be dumb to mention his name. Like, what? And so he basically called him unhinged and all this other shit. And Jacob proved him right. So right when he said this man, Jacob, went absolute ape shit. He started choking the fuck. He gave him a mandible claw. Gave this man a mandible claw and performed a tongue and death grip, basically choking the fuck out of Roman ass, man. And yeah, I ain't never seen nobody choke Roman up like this, bro. Like, dead ass. Like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, God damn, like, Roman out here getting bitched on national television. He getting sunned, bro. I ain't never seen this happen to the tribal chief, man. I'm like, God. I'm like, this man grasping for air. And then Roman, he's like, he scooped back a little bit towards the ropes. He grabbed the mic. He was like, Jacob, you want me at Backlash? I'll see you at Backlash. And so, Jake was like, all right, cool. He's like, I'm gonna see your punk ass next week on Monday Night Raw. And I was like, this was perfect. I love this. Like, I love this. This was a good route to go. It was unexpected in my opinion. I did not expect Jacob to be the first challenger right off the rip. Like, the fact that we are here, I thought Jacob was gonna be going at Cody. I thought there was still some history there. But yeah, I'm excited for this, man. We got the Tribal Chief on Monday Night Raw as champion. It was so many years we saw him on SmackDown, running shit during the early days of the Bloodline. But yeah, now we get Monday Night Raw every week. He said, look, hey, y'all about to be seeing a lot of me now. I'm like, Monday Night Raw is about to be amazing. Talk about shaking things up, man. And, we even had to do it for the pod. A lot of guys switching over. Life is life, and everybody got, things that they got to handle with their families and everything. And so we got to switch up, show host. You got Coach on, taking over the AEW recap show. Taking over Monday Night Raw, even though I was kind of co-host with him. But Mike's still running the Who's Next on NXT. And Teddy Long is running the SmackDown while Fritos is out. And we still doing our Sunday show. So yeah, that's pretty much how Monday Night Raw ended. It was a pretty solid show. I give it a solid B. Actually I give it a B plus if anything. I didn't. Only thing I would say was wrong was the the EO Sky shit. You know, is like we fresh off like what, maybe 15 to 20 people getting released from WWE. So you know, and like I said, Kairi Sane was one of those people. So they kind of like the storyline that they was building with her and Asuka and EO basically just killed all that, but they still retaining the EO and Asuka part of it. And so that's what kind of threw me off. So I would have probably given it an A-, you know, because of that, but I think I'll settle for a B+ in my grade for it. So thanks for all who's tuned in to this show. This is Big Daddy C signing out. I will catch you guys next Monday night for Raw Dog Monday. Catch all the rest of the shows this week, as well as our Sunday pod, the Sunday Night Stunner. So catch you guys. Peace.